Hi everyone, welcome back to Scion. We haven't played this game in like 7.5 years. So I don't know. We talked a little bit. I don't know, some stuff happened last time. There's like a guy whose name I already forgot, even though we were just talking about it 15 minutes ago.
I think the kids call him Shadow Bob.
Shadow Bob. And like, I don't know. We found out that these kids were up to something and we investigated them, and somehow we ended up, I don't know, Bogey ended up becoming Shadow Bob's new best friend. They like formed a secret club or something. I don't really know what's going on, but we'll figure it out. Like, you'll figure it out with us. We'll all figure it out together.
I got this. So yeah, right. So Bogey definitely got his way in with some kids who were stealing stuff for this group. And he did meet who the kids call Shadow Bob. He just calls himself Bob. And Bogey, being the knackful, charming guy he is, managed to convince both these kids and Shadow Bob that he's just one of them, just chilling, just living the life. So was invited to a party slash motivational speech for this cult. So went to the party, enjoyed, went down to the motivational speech by, and it might just be that I didn't name the person yet. I don't know. If we have the stream up, maybe I have to watch it.
Cynthia.
Good.
She's in her 40s. She doesn't run a thieves guild, but she does.
Perfect. I'll just change this there. That person's now Cynthia. So heard a motivational from a speech from Cynthia that is all about like, hey, steal this stuff. It's fine. Definitely very culty. And yes, not a thieves guild, but a thieves guild. After leaving that, the crew decided to continue to stalk these children to see if they can find any other information. And I believe that's about where we left off.
Last time on Scion, child stalking.
Stalking. I mean, they're not children; they're teenagers.
Yeah.
I mean, right.
We're the good guys.
We are a group of people. And yeah, and I think we kind of left off there with like, what do we do? I know there was some conversation of potentially trying to find out more information about either Bob or Cynthia, who we now know the name of. Thank you, Mike. And trying to dive deeper into this group and better understand who they are, where they are, what they're doing.
Was there conversation about not stalking children? No.
I thought once we got in with the clan or whatever that we weren't going to have to stalk the children anymore. I thought we could just get it.
Maybe I misremembered.
I thought Bogey was going to get his own missions, and I don't know.
Try to do some jobs.
I thought that's what. Yeah, I thought that's what he was. The angle he was trying to take.
Maybe I'm misremembering from the time before where we were actually stalking children, and that's where we left off.
If you're watching, can you go back and watch last episode and let us know?
In
the next 10 minutes, please.
Yeah, go put that on like 2 times speed. Give it a real quick.
Just fast forward to the end. It happened near the end. Yeah.
20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, come back, report back, let us know.
No,
what were we doing?
Actually, thank you. Actually, that does remind me, because I had said yes. Bogey was going to. I do recall. Bogey was going to take a little bit of time, so there was kind of a month of what does everybody want to do as Bogey's running these jobs and learning more information. You are correct, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot I was doing that.
I forgot as well, obviously. I didn't take notes last time because I wanted to sleep. So there you go.
What?
I know.
Outrageous.
I know. It is. I should have just not. Bogey, let's make a couple of quick rolls, and I'll tell you which ones, to kind of fast forward through the process. So, I mean, essentially what you're doing is chatting with Shadow Bob, stealing stuff with or without, the kids. They kind of form a group. So if you want to stay with them, you can stay with them. you don't. You don't. Um, and to whatever degree you want it to be successful in these heists, obviously, if it's more successful, it's a little bit easier to have conversations. If it's less successful, you're not actually stealing stuff, which might feel better in the long run. So actually, I guess we'll start there. Are you stealing the stuff for this group, or are you trying to fail at stealing stuff?
I think that if I fail at stealing stuff, then that's going to be kind of the end of the road.
I mean, not if you can do it in a certain way that makes it look like, you know.
Oh darn! I'm so bad at stealing. But keep me in the group, please. I'll get better.
Yeah.
I know all the best taco places.
Yeah.
No, he'll be successful.
All right.
As long as the objects aren't like.
So a lot of them are like the heist that you ran with those kids, or you were the lookout, right? Where you are picking up things that are either in a home, or it's not like you're going to a museum and stealing something. It's not like you're going to evidence in the police station and stealing something. You're going to more public places or private places where it's right time of day, right atmosphere. It's a walk in, take it, walk out. And that's what those two teams had done that you were a lookout for. So yeah, it's nothing. Not that it's not. It's not that it's legal. It's not even extra legal. It is illegal, but it's not necessarily something you're going to easily get caught for.
All right.
But if you wanted to go steal evidence from the police station,
Yeah, I mean, if you
that's
wanted,
something you could do. Be like, do you have any jobs about stealing stuff from the police? Because I would like to do that, please.
I would not like to do that.
But I'm just saying, like, if you did,
right.
is that not, like, maybe that's an option? Oh, maybe that's something you explore in the future.
Stealing
Becoming a
stuff.
master thief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If everything goes well during this trial period.
I think we lost our thief.
Yeah.
So could you roll me, because this is just kind of like between jobs and trying to gain information, could you go ahead and roll us, it'll probably be over the series of weeks, an empathy plus, I'd probably say cunning, right? Because you're trying to get information out of them. So if it makes sense for you, then empathy and cunning to be gathering this information. So this will be a series of rolls to see what you get as you chat with Shadow Bob and these kids and anybody else you might meet. That is a good start.
Art.
3 10s. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
3 10s and 3 1s.
Yeah, but the 10s are one out. Let's not focus on the ones. Focus on the 10s. They're done with success. So yeah. I mean, yeah. Even in that first week, you learn a little bit more about Cynthia from Shadow Bob. I mean, you find out that she's pretty much the head of this group. Kind of already obvious, but he mentions that the group hasn't been around that long, and she didn't start the group. Those are some things that he knows about it. But she very quickly became the head of the group here in Colorado Springs. Yeah, I mean, Mike's impressive. He rolls impressively. All right, give me another roll for, it might be more than enough by the end of this, for the next week or a couple weeks. Go ahead and just roll it again. In fact, roll the same roll again. That'd be perfect. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So continuing those conversations and with some people a little bit higher up, closer to Cynthia, you find out where she lives as a part of the information. And you get some opportunities to talk with her, and she seems like a pretty nice lady overall. I mean, a part of it is she seems very charismatic. But yeah, so that's the major, probably I assume for this group, the more major part of what you end up finding out is you find out where she lives. Seems like a pretty nice lady, other than the whole stealing stuff. And she seems to be doing it for a purpose, but is not shared with you or those that you've talked to. They haven't shared with you why exactly these are getting taken, these specific items, because not all of them are valuable. Like some of the items that you pick up, they're not inherently valuable items that you would go and sell for a grand amount of money or even a small amount of money. But you also recognize from having chatted with Bill, like these, as far as you know, these are relics that you are taking, and that or at least some of them are, that this group is collecting and doing whatever they're doing with. After a couple of weeks, if you want, you've got that information and you can dip out. If you want to keep going, you keep going. See if you can find out.
One more.
Sure. Well, I don't know. I think that's me.
Chandler says one more.
Why not? One last job.
I mean, you got
What's the worst thing that can
go
Yeah,
wrong?
what can go wrong with one last job?
Yeah, what's
nothing
the
ever
last thing that you
happens on
right? Rolling a butt, right? Just don't
9
roll a
ones. Here we go.
9.
Oh, wow.
You said 9.
You
So I
said
got
nine.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes.
Good. I got all his good rolls out of the way in the beginning. So
Joke's on you. I'm not going to roll any more dice the rest of the night.
so part of what you find out, and this probably takes some more knacks and digging information out rather than getting it, as willingly, is that the upper people in this group, do you recognize that it's relics that they're collecting? So it's not that they don't know what a relic is, or even what scions are, and that these are relics that they are collecting and stealing from these various places. So you know that this group knows what they're doing, even if the people actually doing the stealing, the kids and what have you, that they're getting to do the work, even if they don't know that they're stealing relics. This group does know about scions and about relics, and that's what they are going after.
They know about Scion, but they don't know that I'm a Scion.
Right. At least as far as you know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good time to stop.
Well, no, one more roll. You won't botch. You'll be
Yeah.
fine.
They won't find out you're a scion.
And then, yeah.
Get experimented on.
Area 41.
And if they did happen to find out, we'd deal with it. It'd be fine.
Yeah. Give them a good talking to.
Yeah.
Well, I've been in disguise every single time, so they don't know who the heck I am.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
A different disguise each time.
Yeah, disguise.
No, same disguise.
Same disguise. Okay.
Yeah. Disguise yourself as somebody we don't like, and be like, "Yeah, I am a scion. Bye. Come find me."
Phil from
Yeah.
Phil Bonnings.
Yeah. Be Philip. Be like, yes, I am a scion, and I reside at.
And this is where my shop is.
And I run a convenience store at this location.
Toilet's broken.
So or rather, is there anything in particular everybody else is looking to do over these 3 weeks? And it could be research or general, like taking care of myself or taking care of my community. You can be general, and that's fine. But is there anything else that the rest of you are wanting to do or work on or pursue or what have you over these 3 weeks while Bogey's going undercover?
I would ask. I would have Kavi keep his ear to the ground, and if any of these. Well, actually, the question is: do we know what Bogey's finding out in these 3 weeks, or is he going to come back at the end of 3 weeks and tell us everything?
No, I'll pop in and out. Actually, I will. I'll send unerring messages.
Okay.
How's that work? Just tell the group.
So periodically, one of you will get contacted by something. It might be a homeless person. It might be a random commune member. It could be a animal, maybe a rabbit, or for Dash, then a wolf, because Dash walks with wolves.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they would tell you these things.
Got it. So they're not actually meeting up with you. Just word is getting to them
Unerringly.
unerringly. Yep. Perfect. Okay. So, Dash.
So we're getting info. So then I would actually have Kavi then like keep his ear to the ground because his access is to philanthropic organizations. So if anybody in these group, the higher ups, of course, are like they're disguising themselves or making themselves like they pose in the day as part of some great philanthropic organization. And then, of course, at night, they're going around killing people. There's relics and things, so just kind of to see what, if they are people in the community or if they really are just like a shadow organization.
So now Kavi has stats, right?
Stats? I don't know.
No, not stats, but I think he's got like primary, secondary, tertiary dice pools, I assume.
You should.
I mean, look, I was doing good to get all these dots on this paper, all right?
Let's simplify this then. Could you roll me? We're just going to roll a fate roll. Get a sense of if. Could you roll me academics and intellect?
Roll. It did not roll. No.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. No, I forgot how to do this. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, one of the higher ups, not Cynthia, but one of the ones that Bogey mentions, Liam, is in a philanthropic organization in Colorado Springs. Actually, has done some work with Sylvia's group around the community. And it's not necessarily like a deep tie there. It's not like Sylvia, you don't necessarily know Liam, but you know that his organization has done some work with yours to help certain communities, help that and the other thing. So Liam, I'm gonna have to give him a last name that isn't just a joke.
I mean,
Liam Banks. I don't have to, but if I try, it's going to come out horrible. It's only when I don't try that it works out great. Liam Banks is the gentleman in charge of the organization. And it's a small. It's not like it is a community organization. It's not really much bigger than Sylvia's group. There you go.
And when Kavi finds this out, we would also be receiving messages unerringly from him about it, or I would, and then I could transmit it.
Perfect. Nobody ever has to see anybody ever again. Y'all just take unerring messages.
None of us will ever be in the same place at the same time. Ever again.
That'll make it very easy to run. Good.
Animals everywhere.
I love
I
it.
like animals, but yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely homeless guys that probably have like $100 bill stuffed into their, their little lapel now, or their, in
I've
their.
been running messages for a bunch of weirdos all day.
Oh man, isn't it profitable? Awesome. What else are we doing over these couple of weeks, if anything? A few weeks, if anything.
Carter is just periodically, checking in with everybody. But other than that, he's just still hitting the books, just kind of reading and just kind of hanging out. And just, when he sees Dash, he's like, oh, hey, you need thing. Oh, okay, cool. And just kind of is there.
Okay. Father Henry, Sylvia,
Yeah.
anything in particular you wanted to do over these 3 weeks?
I don't really have a lot of like.
Business as usual.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of like underworld ties, so I'll probably just
Probably good.
keep doing church stuff. Saying mass.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I'll listen
Taking care of your
around.
congregation.
Yeah. If I hear anything weird.
People make confessions, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
if anybody comes in for confession and is like, "Hey, check out this stuff I'm doing," I'm in a cult. Oh,
I'm
tell
in
me
a
more
cult
about that.
and I'm stealing relics from Scions
Yeah.
or potential Scions. No, that doesn't happen to come up in these 3 weeks. If we had gone for a 4th week, it would have, but
Ah,
I decided not to
I
use the
knew
truth.
it.
So, yep. Sylvia?
I think she's just working on building another center, trying to do it slowly over the 3 weeks, not do it in mere moments. So,
Yeah.
that and doing the good work in the community.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're an up and coming blood cult, you gotta have multiple facilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to distribute that.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of people volunteering, to make that ultimate sacrifice. So you got to cast your net wide.
Yep.
So do you do blood sacrifices at all of the buildings or just like one central location?
Central location.
Is it an underground pyramid?
It may be an underground pyramid.
Awesome. All right. Well, then at the end of the 3 weeks,
So,
sorry, go ahead.
just real quick, I was going back. So followers don't make acts or don't make rolls or act on their own. I mean, they act on their own, but they don't. That I was looking for like stats or
He
anything.
was a follower. I was thinking of him like a creature.
No,
Right.
he's a follower.
Got it. Well, he's an individual follower. Got it. Yep. He just gives you access, and
Yep.
otherwise follows you and makes life
And-
better.
Drives me around and
Yep.
plays music. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's pretty awesome.
All right.
Just writing something about Liam before I forget, and then like like Josh said, 7.5 years from now we play again, and I forget about him. All right. So after those 3 weeks, Bogey, you feel like you found out a good amount of stuff, and so we bring the group back together to discuss what we should do about it.
So I might have missed this in the pre-discussion.
Horse at the Scion bar.
Oh yeah, let me get us there.
Our goal from like our mission standpoint was to figure it out, right? Figure out who this competing group is that's going for relics. I don't know, competing anymore, but
yes, yeah. The goal was to get to the heart of it. Yes, find out who they are and stop it.
and stop it.
Yeah, that was the direction from Bill.
Bill here.
Oh, do you want Bill there?
I think we're probably good. We haven't stopped it.
We don't really have any. Yeah.
No, Bill is not there.
So she knows what she's doing, and you know where she works or where she lives,
Yeah.
but you don't know why she's doing it.
No.
And does she know why she's doing it?
Yeah.
What? Why is she doing it?
I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, when I say does she know why, like I guess maybe there's some incentive, but like specifically relics.
she's not accidentally asking me to find these things. Like, she knows what she wants to find and where they are for me to find them. But like, and she knows that they're relics, and she knows that they're for Scions. She knows about Scions, but like, does she know like why she is getting them? I don't know, but it doesn't seem like she is doing it for. Does it seem like she's doing it for someone else? Yes.
That you don't know.
It doesn't. It's not clear if she's doing it for someone else, but if she's doing it for someone else, then she might not know why she's doing it, except that she's doing it for them. But if she's not doing it for someone else, then she knows why she's doing it. So yeah.
Do you think like? I mean, can we rule out? Do we think she's doing it for monetary gain, or is there?
No, I don't think that this is for money. Like,
Where does she live?
everybody's got the money that they need.
It's fair.
Do you check out her house?
Yeah,
Is it nice?
It's pretty nice.
yeah, it's
Rich?
pretty nice. Like, it's
It's not like Hannah's house, but it's pretty
Hey,
nice.
Hannah Rich or
Not
no.
quite like Hannah Rich.
not quite?
But like, as nice as that, as nice as that place that Bob took us that first night. It was that nice.
So you get the relics and they all go to her?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not handing them to her, but they're going to her. You know, like, she's got them.
Sounds like
And
we
you
need
don't
to
know,
watch
you
her.
don't know what's happening to them afterwards.
Yeah, sounds like we just need to watch her and see what she does and who she talks to and where the relics end up. Follow the to the top. And you said she's nice?
Yeah, she's nice.
Like good nice, or like she's
Kind.
bad but she's like
She's kind. She's personable. She seems humane. Like nice.
but the stealing doesn't.
I mean, she's drawing in teenagers. I mean, you're not going to draw in teenagers with being an asshole. So I mean,
Right.
you gotta. She knows. She clearly knows what she's doing as far as that regard.
And the people that work for her seem to like too. You know, like, nobody is like, fuck this job, man. Like, not that. Like,
Phantom really well. I mean,
Wait, the kids, or does she have another business?
the kids and their handlers, like Bob and them.
Oh, okay.
how many of them are there? How many handlers?
That you don't know. Like Bob's your handler. You know there's more. But
When I was at that cult meeting, it looked like there was a bunch of them.
right. how much a bunch is and how many of them were handlers versus other
Mm-hmm.
middle management,
Positions.
right positions,
Like,
right? You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know like what their. I don't know what everybody's job is. You know, like I know what Bob's job is. I don't know what Bob's job is.
And you've met some other
I mean-
people like Liam, but you didn't get a sense of what he did exactly in this organization. Yeah, it's not like they built it. It's not like you're on Microsoft Teams and you can see the whole chart
Right.
of the organization.
Yeah, they don't have the org chart set up, so like.
Not that you've seen. It's probably on Google somewhere, but not in the file they've shared with you.
Have you seen evidence of anybody getting hurt?
Nah, man. Like if I'd seen anybody getting hurt, and it'd be nothing, you know.
Well,
like
I mean, I don't necessarily mean like you've seen people get hurt. Just, I mean, you can sometimes see that there's evidence of people getting hurt that, you know, is tied to what they're doing. And I know what our job is to figure this out and stop it. But like at the same time, if it might be a bigger job for us to figure out exactly why they're doing it before we stop it.
Yeah, I think it sounds like we need to figure out what what her motivation is, what her who's
Yeah. And especially if nobody's getting hurt. I mean, I'm not saying we should be stealing, but you know, rich people got plenty. They can give it up.
yeah, but I don't like the idea of centralizing all these relics in one spot. You know, like
It's fair.
And you also know it's not always rich people.
It's not always rich people. There's a
Often, but not always. Because
not always.
the relics aren't always with rich people.
So another question is, how do they know?
well, that's what I've been wanting to know. Like,
They have a relic hunter among them?
Were there any Scions? Can you tell?
what do you mean, like a sign?
A Scion, like you.
Oh no, they know about Scions, which was pretty surprising. Like, they know about Scions, like, but like among them, I don't know. Like, I didn't get a sense that there was any among them.
Well, you don't have sense of the divine, do you?
No.
You don't necessarily have a way to detect, other than like, wow, they did some crazy shit that mortals shouldn't be able to do,
Right.
and you didn't come across anybody that was doing crazy shit that mortals shouldn't be able to do. Doesn't mean they don't exist.
I mean, if I was close,
It's time to send you in too.
I don't think they're going to trust me though.
How close do you got to be?
Typically, it's been within. Well, go ahead, Sue.
You got to be able to smell them.
Yeah. Well, or I got to be like basically in the same room as them. Essentially, like I've got to be. The farthest I've had it is 10 feet.
That's not.
So why do you think they wouldn't trust you?
Well, there's Bogey, and there's me.
But like, you got.
Well, they don't know. They don't know you're connected though, right? Do they? Do they?
No.
Okay.
No, but I don't kind of give the same appeal that Bogey does, right? Like Bogey can fit in a little bit easier than I can.
Chief Carter's pretty military. He looks pretty military.
Yeah. I mean, the short hair, athletic.
That's the build, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going around stealing relics, though, they may be looking for a little muscle for hire.
Well, then that would be something different. I mean, I could surprise you guys if that works, Bogey. Like if you got a job coming up.
We mean like surprises.
I.e., I'm in the same place or I'm near it and just happen by. Or I can be fairly undetected.
I think by the point they head out to get the relic, they already like the relic detection's already done, right, Bogey? Like you know where you know what house you're going to at that point, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to sense the Scions, and I'm guessing it's if there's anybody, it's going to be
It's
more
not the
higher
kid.
level.
Right. Well, they may be, and they just don't know it yet.
Right? They could be like us a few years ago.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
You know, we're the badasses in the leather jackets.
Right? Or-
About all
We
that.
just watch Sylvia reach over to somebody else's chair and pull the leather jacket and just.
No, it's already on.
It's already on.
It's part of her like thing now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Um, so what are we thinking as far as next steps?
I think we got to follow her, and like I can do the thing where I watch her from a distance and just kind of see where she goes, and I mean outside at least I can see who she's talking to. You know, I can track
Yeah,
her.
and like I can't like follow her. I don't know like how I'd go from what I'm doing to like doing something else. You know?
Like how you do it in the organization?
Right. So I think that like
there's clear mobility.
yeah, I can certainly help, but I don't think that I can
Can't get
Get
any
in
higher
there.
in the inside.
right. I can do things if you guys want me to do things.
Well, maybe if we meet somebody that you haven't met, maybe then we send you back in with that person and you do your thing, right? If she goes and talks to somebody that we suspect might need talking to. But then also, yeah, I mean, if we can get Chandler and or Carter in close, if there's a, I mean, would they get the group together frequently? How often are you with more than just you know your little cell?
In the 3 weeks, they've had one more of these party get-together motivational speeches.
And they're always those are at somebody's house, I assume. They're not like in
Same
public.
place.
Not the same place. Another nice house, but not the same place.
I mean, that'd be the event to get him in. You know,
You know when the next meeting is?
He doesn't.
I don't know, man. Like the last meeting was
Last week.
last week, so maybe they're like every 2 weeks. But like I didn't know about that one until it was like time to do it.
I mean, I can kind of make myself blend in
Unobtrusively.
unobtrusively. Because in this universe, somewhere me and Bogey walk the same path. But
That's amazing.
no,
You're learning from each other. It's great.
yeah, I don't know what I would do with that. I can't sniff scions and
But like maybe being there is what you do. Like if
And I
you're
could-
there because you're supposed to be there, then like you're supposed to be there.
it's fair. Are you-
well, till that happens, I'll start, I'll start watching her house and tracking her movements. See who she's talking to, where she's going, see if we can figure out where those relics are ending up.
How close do you have to be?
Something like miles.
It was. I'm trying to remember.
A
It
mile?
was. It was a ways. Yeah.
A 1
Yeah.
mile radius, or was it a 1 kilometer radius?
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I think we just gotta look at it again.
Um,
Yeah.
to long range, whatever long range was.
Yeah, long range is huge.
Um. So up 1,000 meters is
1,000
the
meters.
maximum on that.
Okay, so that's not a mile, right?
That's
No,
A
every
little over
that's
half a mile.
Right.
yeah.
Which is still decently.
Yeah.
Decently far, decently close. Yeah,
You can
can't-
usually get within somebody's house in a half mile.
Yeah, exactly, and still be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a cool car.
It's got to be under the open sky.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's not too difficult to drive around or go find someplace to park relatively close and peruse Cynthia's place from above.
Cool.
Cool.
I'll do that. Anybody want to come along for that stakeout? I know it might be boring for you, but
No,
I'll tag along.
sounds good.
Okay. All right. Then we'll start there. So you take the next few days to kind of just scope things out. It's not like with the kids where it's like, just go in. You recognize that this maybe is something that you should take a little bit more time to kind of follow her patterns and see. And for the most part, she seems like a pretty normal person. Like she's got a 9 to 5. She's got a job that she works. She works in an office in Colorado Springs, working somewhere normal. And so she'll go to work. She'll go have lunch with coworkers. She'll come back, work, go back to the house. It gets a little more interesting at night. Some of these nights, cars will pull up into her driveway. Or one of these nights, car pulls up into her driveway, and a rather burly man that comes out and enters and goes into the home. He's there for probably about 15, 20 minutes, comes back, gets in the car, and drives out. And it's odd just because there was nobody else, and this guy was big. Like Chandler's big and athletic. Like this guy was just like, he was thinner. Maybe he'd be a basketball player. But like he's just like big, tall, wide. You can kind of get that sense from like zooming in with your sky view of him. And so it's an interesting character that seems out of place. There are some other people on different nights that come, but they look like some normal people, like some of the people that Bogey described, to you all. But this one, kind of stood out as strange compared to the others. So
Did I happen to see this person?
So no, because this
Okay.
this is Skyview.
Right. The only reason I was wondering is because would Sylvia recognize, because she didn't see the guys that were at the farm. The ones that came and took care of the Minotaur?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes, correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would describe him as best I could and be like, oh man, this guy is definitely a Scion. He is huge.
That doesn't mean he's a Scion, though.
I mean, I don't know. I'm getting
Right. I'm just saying he may look human, but he may not be human. I mean, there was that bull that wasn't a bull.
Oh, you thinking maybe he's not even a? I didn't think about that. You're right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something else altogether. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know.
Should we
I know
follow
my
him?
mom. I'd be down for it.
Yeah, you can follow him.
Yeah, and try and track him.
Okay. Let me check something real quick. Okay, just want to make sure I got that part right before I start screwing up my geography again. So you start to follow him, and he ends up getting. He starts getting onto Route 25 out of Colorado Springs. So you recognize that, like, this guy's taking the highway somewhere north. Like he's not local. So you can continue to follow him if you want to, but you do recognize he's however long he's going to be driving. It's not like it's a 20-minute drive around town.
Shoot, what do you think? He's heading out of town.
You're the one behind the wheel. I mean, are you up for a drive, or do you got something to do? We can follow him for a bit, and as long as we're not suspicious, this is a highway.
I mean, I can keep a decent distance.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm in. We're in for the long journey.
All right. So at this point, I text everybody and just let them know the direction we're heading, and I just instantly on Google Maps just hit a ping and just kind of active update for everyone.
Where you are, where you're heading.
Yep.
So yeah, you start driving. Actually, let me check. Okay. So you're driving. You recognize that north of Colorado Springs is Denver, and it's about an hour and a half, depending on the route you take, according to Google Maps, from Colorado Springs to Denver. So you recognize that. I mean, if he's going anywhere, he's probably going at least that far. So I assume, are you going to follow him at least that far?
Well, at least to Denver.
Okay. So yeah, he gets up to Denver and he takes one of the he just takes 25 through. He's continuing to take 25 through Denver, and so after about an hour, 15 hour, 20, you recognize that he's continuing north. Wherever he's going past Denver.
What's past Denver?
What's past Denver? Wyoming?
I know, there's nothing. I mean, Wyoming, and what we got, Montana, Idaho.
Eventually. You don't think he's Canadian, do you?
Oh, God.
I mean, that's going to make this journey a lot longer.
I
kind of wish you had the Prius back, don't you?
I wouldn't have been shocked if he went east or west, but I don't get quite the mileage I did on the Prius, but this one isn't bad. This one's pretty good. Top down.
Are you going to keep going, or
what do you think? We give up on this one?
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
All right. Well, there is this place I like in Denver. You want to hit that restaurant? Since we're here.
Yeah, as long as we go by and see Lucifer and take this obligatory picture in front of it.
I understood a few of the words.
Lucifer.
Google? Let's see.
Do you not know Lucifer? All right, we can swing by the airport. We got to go by Lucifer. Come on.
All right, all right. Lead the way.
Denver Airport's blue Mustang sculpture. It looks, yeah, that Lucifer is a good name for that.
Its eyes glow red at night.
Yeah.
And then if you're in for free time, look at the murals in the Denver airport.
I might have to ask for a business trip somewhere out there just so I can.
Oh, the murals get weird.
I love it. Great. So yeah, you go see the demon horse because it could be nighttime. Yeah, it's nighttime because it's after work and everything. So you get to see the demon horse and you get to go by your favorite place to eat.
I'll be right back.
So yeah, that's over the course of a few days, right? Seeing kind of her normal behaviors over the course of basically a work week, and being able to see what's her normal in and out. Her normal in and out seems pretty normal, other than some people coming over or her going. There was a night or two where she left and went to somebody else's house. Well, there was one night she just went out to the bar and had drinks. Maybe she was having drinks with, this group. Maybe it was just having drinks, unless she went in to try to find out. It seemed like a pretty normal evening. But that one stood out. And obviously, as I said, you recognized a few of the people that came to visit her on some of those notes. That's what you start to get about Cynthia. Anything else in particular the rest of us are doing? Is Desh gonna try to go undercover?
I mean, not until I get indication of like, hey, there's a meeting happening or something.
So yeah, the week passes. You gain some more information. It's oddly normal information, but you at least recognize that. Yeah, I mean, being the head of whatever this thing is here in Colorado Springs, people are coming to her, and she's sometimes going to them. But yeah, and like Bodhi said, like, in her behaviors here, it seems like she's a relatively normal person. She's weird. So meeting up at the bar, what do we want to do next about it?
Any possibility she's being coerced, blackmailed, forced to do these things?
We need to get in with some of the people that she's interacting with, some of these sketchier folks, and see what their side of things is.
Well, this Liam Banks character,
Yeah.
I mean, you might be able to figure out how to connect with him. You two are about building the community, apparently.
Yeah. He's just a rich guy that does it to look good, but yeah.
Well, still doing good things,
Right. No. I mean, he's put a lot of money into it. That's true.
So I don't know what he could lead us to, but might be worth just reaching out to him.
I mean,
do you want to do something stupid and go +1? Invite him and a guest to a dinner just to talk about a project. I don't know, make something up, build something from the ground up.
You can try.
Man, your place over on 11th is going up fast. Whew.
I mean,
you are working hard.
I'm trying not, but It's not too fast, right? It just seems fast.
Well, I mean, compared to, every other building in the city. Yeah.
But it's like is believable, right?
Sure. I mean,
Wait, what do you mean believable?
But just like it's not too fast. Like it's
Whatever union guys you have working for you, they're doing a fantastic job.
fantastic.
it's,
You must pay them well.
uh, I mean, when you see them, are they working hard? Or are they mostly just standing around?
I mean, it depends.
I don't know. Most of the times when I go by, it's typically after 5, and don't they would normally stop by 5 unless they got something going on?
I mean, they do a lot at night. A lot of night work.
Now, anyway, I don't know if Liam Bang is interested in your work you have about maybe a partnership or
Yeah,
you
can try something like that. I can certainly send an email, make a call, try and set something up.
I mean, unless we have an idea of where this figure y'all followed the other night, like where they were going.
I mean, we'd have to make the long trip. It seems that might be the way to go, though. Is next time something like that happens, just take it all the way. Be ready to go.
Yes. I said he was like a big dude.
Big, like.
Do you mean like husky or tall or like both?
Both. NFL basketball player.
I love the description. And it's accurate to what I am thinking, so perfect. Yes, an NFL basketball player.
Was the physique roundish or pretty just like built?
It was a refrigerator with legs and a head.
I mean, yeah, I think it would be like a very tall NFL player.
Uh-huh.
Right, like he's built. Stocky, I guess, would be the description, right? It's from what you could see.
Stocky usually would mean short, but it's like tall, stocky.
It's not stocky as in like
He's a tall dwarf.
yeah, he's a very tall dwarf.
Thick lips.
So I usually think of stocky as like
Yeah.
like not defined muscle, but definitely a lot of muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Has since Bogey has is Bogey with us? Bogey, you with us right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having like a team.
Okay.
Team
Was this like the day after y'all went out, or has this been a few days?
I think it's been a couple days.
Yeah. Has Bogey done any more jobs since then?
None this week.
Okay. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's not like a 40-hour-a-week job.
Sure.
It's kind of at the similar to the frequency of what you've experienced so far with the meetings is like once every other week, sometimes once a week, depending on what they're finding or looking for. It's not like there's.
Yeah, but I just assume
pick up.
I just assume with the confluence that right after y'all saw him, Bogey would have had a job, right? Well, any other ideas?
I'm willing to use my position sort of in this
Cult.
cult to try to move an idea forward, but like I don't think that I can get something started, you know, like
What do you mean?
I mean, like, you guys seem to have a couple of leads with Cynthia and the people that are coming to visit her.
Well, we have a lead and then a mysterious figure who drove 2 hours north of here. And I mean,
Right.
we're not much of a lead.
That's true.
I mean, why don't we see what Banks is up to, or see if we can get a sense of it?
Agreed.
Yeah. You want to, Sylvia? Do you want to put together a meeting, or try to put together a meeting with Banks to
Yeah.
talk philanthropic shop?
Propose an initiative to get out a little bit further into the country community and bring them in. I don't know. Come up
Something reasonable that would be interesting.
Yeah, but we need some help to make it happen. These are our whatever. We wanted to see if we could.
Cool ideas.
Yeah.
Is it something that Father Henry would want to be interested in joining in to extend the church's ability to help the community?
I mean, we always want to take every opportunity we can to help.
Right, of course. Okay. Who else is aiming to be at this meeting? You contact Banks and he's like, yeah. Let's put a dinner together, and he recommends a pretty nice restaurant. Don't worry, I'll pay for it. It's a pretty nice restaurant in town. To get together yourself, Father Henry, another philanthropist in the area, to just get together, brainstorm, and then hey, let's just hash out some details and start to figure some things out. So, anybody else wanting to try to find a reason to be there, or is it going to be
Drinking at the bar.
drinking at the bar? Always good.
Can I go as your financial consultant, Sylvia?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Helping. Yeah.
Bogey?
Wait staff.
Perfect. Right. Yep. Hey, you got tips tonight too. That's great.
You just show up and like put on whatever everybody's wearing and just start
Serving, just like in the movies.
Grab a tray, pick up a tray from the kitchen,
I mean, it's just like the movies.
start handing out hors d'oeuvres.
Right? It's pretty simple. Okay. So you get together. It's 6:00 at night, Monday. So you kind of took the weekend to get things put together and what have you. So 6 on a Monday, at a nice restaurant in town named whatever is out there. What is it? I guess either A, you want to just try to have a natural conversation, we'll see where it leads, or B, like, are there particular things you're trying to pull out of him during this conversation?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we could talk about philanthropic.
Right. Yeah. That's
not right. That's not like.
That's going to be more comfortable for me. What are we trying to get out of this, Desh? What are your? Do you want to just try and get information out of him? I don't know that I'm going to be real great at that.
Well, just talk him up about the community and I mean, obviously, right.
I mean, we've done it before.
I'm gonna go. Let's not do that.
It works.
Who am I stabbing? I didn't get the plan here.
Nobody.
Is it Dash again, or is it?
Damn it, no. But I mean, if you get these guys that are like all about their money, talking about their money, he's probably gonna just talk about all the good things he's doing in the community. And I mean, you can see where that leads. And I mean, ultimately we want to see like, I mean, the word on the street is that he is connected to the Lucky in some way, like part of it. So, is he, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how we can get him to talk about Cynthia because we don't really know their connection, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe if we just get him enough alcohol in him, maybe he'll just start talking. We do have a couple. We have somebody on the wait staff that can maybe take care of that for us.
keep them topped up.
And especially if we can see if it takes a while for the meal to get here,
It's a nice restaurant. They usually do.
A couple bottles of wine in,
All right. I mean, I'll feel free to
We've
take
got
the lead
signature
on
cocktails.
talking. I can talk a little bit, but I'll introduce you and get you guys going.
They've got tableside bar service where they make smoked whiskey cocktails in front of you.
Well, now.
All right, so yeah, you meet with Liam and another individual, Paul, because that's the name I just made it up, and hopefully we'll never see him again because I just forgot it already. So Liam and Paul's another gentleman that you know from the area, not as rich as Liam, and certainly not as Liam. So I mean, Sylvia, hit the nail on the head with he's kind of a douchey rich dude, and it's not overly right. It's not just like you cannot stand him and you can't stand sitting there, but like it's clear like there's a reason he brought us here and he's paying for everything. Like he likes to show off that he's rich, and that makes him a good person because he's rich and he pays for things. He's a good person. That's kind of the feeling that you get out of him pretty easily. So
I'm actually going to I'm going to do the same thing he's doing. I'm going to like fall right in line with that. Like you're using your money for good purposes. And so I'll be like, if he does talk about like his organizations or whatever, like I'll be like taking notes, but then I'll be going along with him with that just to be like, oh wow, that's an incredible use, So I'm really kind of hamming it up, with him. While I'm also saying, well, Sylvia here with like this place over 11th, this is going to be absolutely amazing. And let me tell you what we've done with it so far. And then I'll just start like rattling off like a list of like, and I'll be throwing in there about like, a lot of places this would cost a lot, but like Sylvia has a lot of connections. And so we are really, really making inroads to this. And like Sylvia has plans for at least, what did you tell me the other day? 3 or 4 more places near. Yeah, I mean, like it's all still in the works, but it's incredible.
It sounds incredible. Yeah, well, I'm excited for this. And so this is, how you got through all the niceties and everything. And this is probably 30, 45 minutes into the dinner. Yeah, no, I'm excited. This is going to be a great venture. I love helping people, obviously. And so, yeah, I think we could probably do something pretty powerful here, right? Where we really extend this beyond the community, get some real visibility out into, the Hicks and everything out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. So you can continue kind of that conversation for another, get about an hour in, and he's happy to keep talking about himself. Anytime you bring it up, he's happy to continue sharing about all the great things he's done. But he actually does listen very intently, right? So as Desh is talking about these things that Sylvia has done, he's actually he is very interested in it. It's not like, oh, but let's talk about me. He's also doing that, but he's also very interested and very curious and he'll ask questions. And so not entirely the one-sided of like, oh, me. He actually does show genuine curiosity about what you're doing and how it's improving the community. And though it is to kind of buff himself up, yeah, it seems like he also has some kind of interest in improving the community as well.
And Bogey is doing other things to.
All right, what are you using there, Bogey?
Irresistible impulse.
All right, let me look at irresistible impulse.
He's simply irresistible.
No, Sylvia is irresistible.
Oh,
I'm just over here grease on wheels.
Sylvia's letting Dash butter him up more because she's like gagging a little bit, you know, when he goes in. She's like, oh, this guy is so full of shit.
Yeah, you should really see the structural foundation of this one building.
Is oversharing
65-4.
an emotion?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Is oversharing an emotion? Like enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic wants to. Yeah. Maybe I'll have to think about how to phrase that better.
Yeah, because it's meant to be tied to an emotion, and that emotion.
I was thinking like anxious attachment style has the oversharing component.
I think the oversharing is, we'll see where it goes, but it's identifying what emotion are you trying to imbue him with that you're hoping may lead to an oversharing nature or an oversharing mindset. Think about it.
Yep, I'm right in here.
Okay. So yeah, we're about an hour into the conversation here. We've gotten through a good amount of some of the details of, you know, what are some of the brainstorm things we could do for the community, where would we do it, and yada yada yada. And you know, the conversation's not lulling, but if there's something you want to introduce, it kind of feels like it's a good time to transition the conversation if there's something you want to utilize to transition it.
did you see my question, Sue?
Looking now.
Okay. I don't know how it works, but
Oh, let's find out.
Only one way to find out.
do I actually have to physically like do it?
That's what I'm double checking on.
Okay.
Because you're referring to the innate power.
Yes.
Okay. Let me look at it again.
I just think that's all it says about it, but
Oh, got it. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So I mean, he obviously he came into this. Whatever. These are people. I'm going to talk to them in a straight. But between your prosperity and as he starts to understand, like, oh, okay, you are a man of means as well. I can appreciate that. And so he's very, very open with you. And between that and Bogey's soothing presence, he has been very open to this conversation and very interested. And then maybe that's a part of why he's so interested in the conversation. Some of it's genuine of like, this is something that he enjoys doing and talking about because it makes him look good. But also he's talking to somebody of means. Oh, good. You know, it's so hard to meet good people, and he's got that soothing presence to kind of encourage him. What's the
It's
emotion?
not quite envy. It's like the keeping up with the Joneses of it all.
So, but some kind of an envy, jealousy.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So, is there anything you all want, including Father Henry and you at the table, anything you all want to do to transition this conversation?
I take a breath and look over at Sylvia and take a drink of wine as I look at her. And I'll glance over to Father Henry.
I feel like I don't know. Go for it. I don't know. Not sure what the.
How you transition to? So I hear you're in a cult,
Right.
right?
So,
Band-Aid on it.
Relics.
do what?
So I hear you like relics. Antiquing.
Geeking. So, I guess, I mean, one of the areas of maybe concern we've had is I don't know if, I mean, maybe you haven't had an issue with this, but like there's been a lot of theft lately. I don't know if your institutions, your organizations have things pilfered from them. But there's been some. I mean, I hear in the community there's been quite a bit of thievery of some very nice antique item, like relics. I heard somebody use that term once. Like, I don't know what I mean by relics, but like just some nice things. I know that like as Sylvia is setting up her new place, especially over on 11th, like there's gonna be like some nice areas and there's gonna be some nice pieces of that. And like, I don't know, have you run across any of that? Are you concerned by anything along those lines?
Oh, it's the stealing. Oh no! I haven't personally experienced any of that. You say like in your institutes and in your shelters, people are stealing from one another.
Well, not in Sylvia's, not none of the ones, but I mean, there have been places, there have been, whether it's been, how or the and name like one of the really nice communities, the hills, I mean, it seems very targeted towards nicer places, which Dutch knows that's not entirely true, but so I just curious, like if you were concerned about that with like your places, do you have like security in place, or is there
Of course, we have security. So are you saying you're worried about the Hicks stealing things when we put this place up and get it going?
Yeah, well, I mean, Hicks, the dredges, teenagers, just kids doing stupid things, but getting their hands on things they shouldn't get involved in, like cults and things. Yeah, I mean, just kind of stuff that's out there, and just I don't know, just it's just been a little bit of a concern as we've been, establishing ourselves. Because I mean, it's a pretty valuable thing. I mean, again, I kind of glance over at my two people at the table.
Well, it's not just value, right? It's it's weird that it's not like, just jewelry and money and things. It's that,
personal connections to things too.
it's weird. Yeah. Don't know that I fully follow what's the pattern with that.
Anybody at the table, feel free to roll empathy and either manipulation or cunning.
Stu, while they're doing this, am I getting anything at the bar?
No. So
That's
yeah,
drinks.
and you'll kind of walk around at some point to get within distance, and so Liam, you're not getting any kind of scent from it. The only scent you're getting from that table are the Scions, So no, Liam is not a Scion, nor is Paul. So no, you're not picking up any particular scents, but the alcohol here is pretty good.
Good. That's what I was hoping for.
Right? Yeah. I mean, come on. We brought him to a nice place. He's gonna have some nice booze.
Pretty good.
Kenny and I are almost polar opposites.
I mean,
I care about you.
Yeah.
And then I care about
I
you.
care about you.
Sylvia, were you gonna roll? You don't need to. I was just checking.
yeah, I'm trying to remember how to do all this.
Click on your person and then click the pink.
I click on my person. Yeah. You said empathy and cunning.
Empathy and either cunning or manipulation, because that's kind of the route it feels like this is going.
All right.
Oh, I could have done one.
Okay. All right. So Father Henry and Desh, you definitely get the sense as Desh continues and as Sylvia steps in into the conversation that he has suddenly tightened up. This is all you are hitting very close to home, right? You're not even trying to hide it, right? Like relics, kids, stealing.
Just make conversation.
Well, it's just a conversation, but like you are hitting too many very specific details, and so he's trying to seem casually interested, but something about his demeanor quickly changed. Sylvia, you don't notice it. It's not quite, maybe because you're talking right now and like just ooh, what am I going to say next? But you do notice that he is suddenly a little bit more reserved as you're talking about this, and even in some of his responses and all of that. And yes, so you're getting some enhancements there from Bogey with Envy. So yes, just as he's a little bit of some kind of wall has been put up from that. So no. I mean, we haven't experienced. I mean, certainly nothing has been stolen from my house. We have tremendous security. But no, that's interesting. Do you think this is that big of a problem to really be concerned about?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it'd be a problem if you're placed under a lot of security, right? And but just when you're, I mean, you don't want to overlook any detail when you're trying to establish, and I mean, you don't want to just, throw money around, right? I mean, you want to make sure that your money is being used properly.
Sound investments, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Just you want just. I mean, it's just one of those things that you just want to make sure that your money is being put in the right place, and is. So. Yeah.
I mean, I think our money would be in the right place. Helping Hicks is always, it's a charitable. And I mean, I guess we just won't keep, what did you call them, relics around this place that we're building. We won't have to worry about anyone taking them.
Oh, yeah. It's fair enough.
This all sounds like a matter for the police, or this isn't for gentlemen like us.
No,
lady.
Of course not. I think I was more looking at so a man of your, the things you've already done, of course, and I'll actually just, to give a little time, I'll just start asking him about, like, what kind of security do you have in place, if you don't mind me asking, and try to get some like schematics of, like, you've seen Sylvia's place that she's building up on 11th. If you had that kind of, what would you, and then like just try to talk him up a little more.
I mean, he'll talk about it, of course.
Yeah,
I don't handle those kinds of details. I have people for that, of course, but we usually go with some top brand security company, and then they handle the details of making sure our places are secure. We've got the cameras, sensors, whatever else they might put in there. Everything short of turrets, of course. Yes, but amazing. But amazing.
At least not in the city limits, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, of course. So yeah, well, okay. Well, this has been some meals come out. So I guess, is there any other push you want to do? Anything else that you're trying to?
I'm gonna at some point excuse myself and use the restroom, and I'll walk by Carter at the bar, and I'll be like, he definitely tensed up. He definitely knows a lot. And I'll just keep walking. If I see Bogey like in the wait staff, I'll relay the same message to him. I'll say, whatever, we just want to wait, follow. He may go back home and do something stupid.
Might go right to Cynthia's.
That's what I was thinking too.
Anything else in particular we're aiming to do in this meal besides enjoy it? It is good.
Sylvia will
Whatever you got.
dash his eye and like slip a syringe out of her purse and like look like. Huh?
And Dash will just like, as Liam is saying something that's sort of humorous, he'll say, no. Looking at Sylvia. I mean, you do have it right, but just that's not, keep the conversation going.
That's amazing.
So otherwise, it's a lovely evening. He loosens back up as the conversation goes away from all that. And have a wonderful evening. Pays the bill. It's big from all the wine and good food and everything. And to him, it's nothing. And so yeah, what do we want to do now? So it's 8:00, couple-hour dinner. It sounds like we want to potentially follow Liam.
Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of glance at in Carter and Bogey's direction as we're all getting up to leave, and kind of eyeball Liam, shrug the shoulders.
Bogey will just walk back in the kitchen, throw a smock on a hanger, and walk out the back door.
I figured he would have finished the shift at least.
They didn't hardly notice that he was there.
No, he did his job.
Yep. Oh, we need to lose the momentum.
So are the five of you going in Sylvia's?
I drove
Vertical.
separate.
Oh, you drove separate.
Yep.
Be a tight squeeze, but it can be the
Yeah. Four
How
of
do I
you.
send the momentum?
Well,
Well, I
I'll ride.
figured that she drove separate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ride with Sylvia
Have any
since we
momentum? I don't think you guys
came together.
have
The
momentum.
momentum chart said that we did.
Oh, oops, sorry. That wasn't updated from last time. Your actual momentum pool is 0.
Oh, well, never mind that. It actually is unobtrusive visitor.
Well, we had a rewind the whole scene.
Yep, start over. Everything failed. Sorry. I did not reset that.
Bogey was sitting at some other side of the bar the whole time.
He was around doing the stuffs, having the time. Yeah, I mean, you could have been sitting and having a drink with Carter the whole time. Found a reason to come around and still be able to.
Yeah.
Okay, so you follow Liam, and he does indeed head to Cynthia's. You're tracking him quarter mile, half mile back, and then you start to recognize where you're going because you've been there for the past week. And you recognize he pulls up into Cynthia's driveway, gets out, casually walks up to the door, and goes inside.
That's not good. Kind of blew our cover.
I mean, we were gonna. I don't know. Feel like it confirms some things.
What's the plan? Wait till they come back out? Get, intercept him when he comes back out? Let him go on their business? What do you...
Shoot out one of his tires, cause a car accident, steal him out of the car, lock him in the trunk.
Syringe him. Don't forget to syringe him.
Oh, yeah. Don't need him kicking and fighting the whole way. And
Well, don't know.
does Cynthia live alone?
I hadn't decided that detail. She does, in fact. I had decided that detail. I just forgot about it. Yes, it does seem that she lives alone. Or at least you have not seen any other regular cars there. Or people coming in and out.
I mean,
Well, that's the frontal assault method.
just like go in the front door.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we kidnapped somebody in their own home.
There's two people. It makes it a little harder.
You're dreaming if you think there's only 2 people in there.
Are there more people in there? Do you believe? Think she has people staying with her on just regular nights when she's not?
I did. Have we seen? No. Usually she didn't have people there all the time. People would come and go, but
You don't think that she has like some sort of like security service that stays there?
I never saw them come or go when we were following her, unless they're there like all the time and only leave when she's not there.
I think that she's a Scion.
I think that big dude was a Scion or something like that, but
I think she's a Scion and she's been one for a while.
well, everybody's Scion was technically a Scion since they were born, but
Yeah, but like you're a Scion, but are you until you like have your birthright?
get your birthright, right.
So like I think that she knows more about being a Scion than we know about being a Scion. So like maybe I don't know. Like I don't want to go in because if I go in, then I can't go in anymore.
Well, the only one of us who could feasibly be seen that hasn't been seen is Carter.
Yeah.
So either blow our cover now, or Liam tells her stuff, and then they know now that Sylvia, at least. I mean, unless I was acting on my own. But either way.
Probably us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're acting as her financial advisor. And were you there as Desh, or did you have a pseudonym you used?
Oh, I don't know. I've never had to use a pseudonym before.
Well, you decide that. You decide that.
Omar de Chabanais.
I probably just would have gone as Desh.
I think
By my formal name, Kira Desh, actually. Probably would have been my
right. I mean, of course.
formal, but yeah. So maybe they're not smart enough to connect Desh and Kira Desh.
That's amazing.
I mean, giving him your full name only makes it easier to find you. But yeah,
Sylvia probably slipped up and called you Dash at some point.
no doubt. Yeah. So yeah, back to Drew's question. What is the plan?
That we, I mean,
Well, I thought we'd go knock on the door.
Oh,
okay, but then what's step two?
Well, then we figure out what we need to figure out.
Oh my. That's a
You wanted
really-
to stick him in the leg at the dinner table.
Well, but there was one of him then. There's two of them now. It's hard to get them both at the same time. That's my.
We have Carter.
Loud, right?
You're right. You probably stick her, and Carter takes care of him. He didn't look all that impressive. Cynthia's probably more impressive.
Why don't we, if we're going to get him, then why don't we get him after he leaves?
Because if we know Cynthia is the leader of this cult, and we know that Liam just told her who we are, we're going to wait. We're going to kidnap him.
And then she'd think of us first.
I mean, if we're going to do anything
Should do
extra
it now.
legal, let's just go.
It makes sense.
Carter at this point walks up to the window and taps on it and goes, "All right, guys, what are we doing?"
We're going in.
All right.
Great.
Should I bring a weapon?
Yeah.
Carter, what's our tactical plan here?
Do you want me to just go up and knock because he hasn't seen me before?
It's a great plan.
I mean, what were you all talking about? I was waiting in the other car to find something out.
That's like
Well,
a
I think
step
we were just debating strategy, and then I mean, if he just went and told her that he just had dinner with a bunch of people asking about relics and things, then there's really no point to wait anymore because now she knows and he's marked us. And so unless you want to go in alone because they don't know who you are, but that seems like it'd just be a coincidence piled upon coincidences.
Right. Looking around, Suf, on the way in, did I notice any like security vehicles or anything like that that would be for the neighborhood or anything
No,
like that?
it's not that nice of a neighborhood.
Okay, got it. Hmm. We could just throw a rock through the window and see what happens.
I mean, let's.
Write a note on a brick, throw it in there.
Stop being a cult leader.
The letters all backwards, like it's like, you know.
We know.
Well, all we had to do was stop the call, right?
I mean,
So
Yeah.
if we got her and took her to Bill,
Because it's what, like 9 o'clock, right? It's like what, 8, 9 o'clock right now?
39, yeah.
I mean,
All right.
you
Well,
don't,
I'm
you don't
feeling
think
something dumb. Can I find the electrical line that goes up to the house? Like,
it's near the gas
outside?
line. Usually you put them close together, and yeah, it works.
It's
Yeah.
buried in this neighborhood, so no, it's not. It's not.
I know it was a joke.
I mean, gas line. If we can just blow up.
I was
the
ready
house,
for it.
That would do it.
Blow up the house, problem solved. End of this epic. I'll prepare a new story.
After 7 months of waiting, we ended in one night. All right.
she's not. She's in
That's the thing.
charge of this group, but like, I don't know if she's like in charge. You know, like
You
if
don't
she's
think
in
she's
charge, then she knows what they're doing with the relics because she's doing something.
You don't
wrong.
think? You don't think she's the head of the snake, do you? She's like just the middle person, right?
Right. Well,
We
like,
need to keep her.
yeah.
We need to make her talk.
All right, let's do it. Let's go in with what? Intimidation?
Well,
Force?
it's not my forte, but
It's not mine either.
All right, so I'm gonna look at him. All right, guys. Give me 5 minutes. And because we haven't been to this, I haven't been to this house yet, right? Suf?
No,
None of us have.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Drew's seen it.
I mean, I have.
Drew's seen it, but okay. So Sylvia, real quick, how close is her tree line? Like, is there any way that I could sneak up to this house?
I mean, I'm sure within some range.
Well, I do something dumb. If we're gonna do something dumb, let's do it.
should we go around? Should we like cover exits and all that stuff, or do we just?
Well, I was gonna let you all go to the front. I go to the back, and then we just see what happens.
All right.
So, Soup, is there any way that I could do perfect camouflage now, and then just kind of take off down the side?
Let me see what that is. Because you all picked up a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. So this one is you blend in seamlessly with your surroundings, granting +3 enhancement to avoid notice by the person you are pursuing, which applies before you roll.
Yeah.
And then targets of a lower tier cannot spot me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do that. I guess into your surroundings. I don't know that I guess the street.
That's what I was asking. That's why I was asking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the street can be your surroundings.
Okay.
I think like the enhancement there is there to help you. Obviously, it's more difficult on the street to just.
Well, I was trying to go to, like,
not necessarily hide, but yeah, but to get there unseen, yes, or unnoticed.
right.
Yeah, you can activate that on the street and look like, hey, look, just that person walking around. That's okay.
Oh, okay. I was trying to like blend in to go into the backyard towards the back, but
Well, and then
yeah.
once you get there towards that, essentially, I guess reactivating it towards like hiding.
Got it. Okay,
And-
cool. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. All right. Well, then I'm just gonna look at him and just take off the jacket, set it in the seat, and start walking down the side.
All right. Okay. I mean, yeah, you are able to get to the back of her house. The rest of you can easily drive up, I assume. I don't know how or you're walking from somewhere, and it's just a house, so you can approach it.
All right.
All right, let's do it. Go up, park.
Button up my fancy coat that I'd worn to the dinner, you know.
Sylvia takes her her bow and a quiver out of her trunk.
Just whoa! Look at that!
Oh, we've upgraded from taser.
She bought it at the end of season 1.
She did.
Is it like a longbow?
What's
Or like
that?
a hunting bow?
It's like a hunting bow.
I mean, it's not dissimilar from what's behind Soup's head, I think.
Okay, recurve.
Okay.
Yeah, recurve. It's cooler. It's cooler for Scions.
Yeah.
I didn't bring my pistol because I don't usually take it with me places. That pistol Carter gave me 3 years ago. Yeah, it's still at home, probably collecting dust.
Oh no, I gave it to you when we got back.
Oh, okay. Well, not dust, but it's still at home.
You're at a front door. One thing you will notice right away is that the doorbell is a ring, like a Google Ring camera doorbell.
I am going to be in a disguise, but I'm obviously not the same disguise as
As
Joe.
Shadow Bob, or even as she knows, because she has met.
Right. She's met Joe.
She's met Joe. Okay.
You know, the other thing is you could be Joe, and then we could come up like we're here with you for some part of your job or something.
I don't have any business here. I don't want to blow that cover.
We're about to blow all the cover right now.
Yeah. So I think we're at the doorstep, right?
I mean,
We're at the doorstep of blowing cover right now.
you could talk before you got there, but yes, otherwise, when you're ready, you're at the doorstep. Yes.
I'm walking in with a bow, like
Yeah.
slung over my shoulder.
I'm here for a job to steal stuff, so I got this bow on my shoulder.
No, I mean, like they know who we are.
Right. All right, let's do this.
I go up to the front door and open it. Is it unlocked?
No, it is not unlocked. So yeah, you go to the doorknob, and it is the doorknob is unlocked, but there's a deadbolt.
That bolts.
The deadbolt is locked.
Got a way to deal with this?
We can knock and just see what happens.
You have a key to this door?
I can look under the mat. I look under the. There's a key under that rock. I think, right over there.
If that's the knack you have up, that's probably a 1 point. Yeah, that particular rock does have a key under it.
I think. Yeah, that's yeah.
I thought that was something that he had just always had.
No, it's so. How many knacks can we have? It's like
However many dots you have in that.
yeah.
So if you have 2 dots in the calling, you can have 2 knacks from that calling active. So it's specific to the calling as well. So you have at least 1 dot on each of your 3 callings. So you have at least 3 knacks available to you, but from their separate callings.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's yeah.
That's a 1 point. There's definitely a key under that rock.
So I could step over and here it is and pull the key out and hit the deadbolt.
Yeah,
You can do that 3 times?
it's 3 points worth.
Okay.
So it depends on how, if it's less likely, it takes more points.
Okay.
Right. So
All right.
a key under a rock is not unlikely.
Okay.
Right. And so that's going to be 1 point for the city.
All right.
And
So
and you open the door.
well, Mike asked your Bogey asks, so do you have the key? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's right over here. Yep, unlock it, open it, walk in.
Amazing.
Suf, do I see anything through the back side of the house? Like when I go up to assume there's a back porch.
There's a back porch and a back door. You do not see anything through the back windows.
Right.
The side windows as you're coming up. So yeah, you don't have line of sight on anybody in the house currently.
Right. Figured.
Yeah, they don't happen to be wherever you're passing by.
I wasn't expecting to. Let's be real.
All right, so yeah, you open the door and it creaks a little bit.
You walk in.
It's a nice.
Who's coming in with us? Who's coming in with me?
I'm coming in.
Yeah, we're all coming in, I think.
Yeah,
Father
I was
Henry?
planning to go through the
Father
back
Henry
door,
here?
but I guess
it seems like we're all going in. So
You condone this? Going
No,
strength in numbers?
not really.
But you're tagging along. You're not gonna.
Yeah, I mean,
you got a blessing for this.
To keep the peace.
yeah. Keep,
Right, I mean, if
keep-
nothing
make
else,
sure
again,
nothing bad happens.
right.
Bad things are going to happen.
No, nothing bad will happen.
Right.
I hope you have a loose definition of bad.
Okay. Good to
I hope you have a loose
Good.
definition of nothing.
Hey, remember, we need to probably to keep Cynthia alive.
All right.
Before you go in and go on all Rambo with your bow there.
Look the part. We're gonna intimidate. Right? This isn't exactly a cordial visit.
Yeah.
So you go in, and Carter, you're the back door's locked, but I'm assuming you're able to get around that if you're interested.
Yes, I would like to try it. But yeah,
Whether that's an elbow or lockpick, I assume.
I was gonna try lockpick first, if that's okay.
Yeah, you're able to pick the lock. It's not super advanced or anything. It is a normal lock.
Right, and I didn't see any security back. Well, I guess that's up to you if I was able to camouflage past that up to the door or not.
Well, you mean like security personnel
Yeah.
or security systems?
Both.
Security personnel, you didn't see anything.
Right.
But I don't think camouflage. I guess I'll have to double check. I don't know that camouflage necessarily works on electron, like you wouldn't be caught on a camera.
Right, because there is vanish.
Right.
So,
Mm,
oh wait, hang on.
There's a liminal ability that does that.
They may not
Right.
target you with an action. Okay, yeah. Oh, I was thinking silence in the woods, but that's on hearing and sound. Never mind.
It's
We're
like-
good. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just trying to avoid the cameras if there were any at all possible. So,
None that you saw.
okay.
So you enter the home. It's a relatively nice house. Pretty simple. Some lights are on. It's not especially dark in here. But entering from both sides, you don't see anybody in the home right now. You got to look up the stairs. You don't see any lights on upstairs.
Basement.
Lead the
Yeah,
way.
last time we did this, it was a basement, right?
Inside a mountain.
The sketchy stuff happens.
That's where all sketchy stuff happens in the basement.
It could also be in the attic.
It's true.
They don't make attics like they used to.
So you start looking around for a door to the basement.
I
Yeah.
think Bogey knows it, right? Hasn't he been here?
He hasn't been here before. No.
Oh, they've never done the chats here.
Right.
No, she wouldn't have the chat at her house.
He's silly. No, she likes to go out and chat. So I mean, you're searching around. That's not going to be too hard. Yes, you can find the door to the basement. And there is a light on down there.
Good one.
You going?
Should somebody keep an eye up here just in case we miss them?
And I mean,
can.
I can. Or yeah.
Or do we meet up with you once we get inside?
Yeah.
I mean,
You,
we might need to be where the talk is.
Carter, you should go down with them. I'll be up here.
All right.
You head down into the basement. It's a furnished basement. Like I said, lights are on. Looking around, you don't see anybody down here. Television's on. There's a couple of drinks that are out, but nobody down here.
I'm gonna go turn and run outside.
Yeah.
And just watch the perimeter. And just look around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the view and make sure I don't see two people that have
running. No, you go and you do the perimeter and you kind of do a sweep and look around, and no, you don't see anybody running.
I'm gonna search around the basement.
Yeah. Search for.
I don't know if there's like secret doors. If there's
I don't know if it was
another
secret doors or information.
another basement in the basement. There's a
That's the thing with this game. It doesn't have freaking perception or investigation.
We decided on something like
We did. We decided on something because we're like, hey, we play D&D so much, it just makes sense to have something.
I know we had said, or I thought we had said either intellect or cunning on the one side.
Yeah, and then I guess it would be because you're looking for something hidden, subterfuge, or depending on the type of hidden, it could be occult or technology, what have you. So in this particular case, it will be subterfuge and, yes, either intellect or cunning.
okay.
Is this all of us downstairs or just Dash?
Oh, whoever wants to. And Dash said he was looking around.
All right, well, I'll start looking around too.
Wait,
Subterfuge.
what or cunning?
Intellect or cunning.
Intellect or cunning. Plus sub.
Okay, not bad.
Jeez.
So Carter and Dash, you both notice it around the same time. You notice that one of the it's like wooden paneling down here. A section of the wooden paneling seems slightly off. Like you wouldn't notice it if you weren't really like looking for like something secret, but it seems off enough that perhaps that could be some type of secret doorway. How you open it, there's no like, oh, here's the handle. But yeah, it does seem like there's over on this wall. It does seem like that could potentially be a doorway.
I give Carter the since we seem to notice at the same time, like and then look over to it. Who else is down here with us?
Just Bogey and it was just Father Henry now.
Yeah, Sylvia had run up to do a perimeter sweep. Bogey's being a lookout to make sure that they're not like upstairs running down and away.
So you said it's a door?
You recognize that this is some type of, or could become some type of doorway, but like there's no clear mechanism necessarily that you've seen so far to open it. Just that the way that the panels are slightly different from the rest of the paneling around the room, suggesting that this could open up maybe somehow.
I look at Carter and Father Henry like.
So you said that there's not okay.
Yeah, there's no clear latch. I mean, you can
Right.
search if you want to, but yeah, there's not like a clear like, oh, you just put your finger in here and it's a latch and it becomes a door. Like it's not immediately evident how you open the door.
If I lean on it, does it move at all? Or is it like a tight seal with just a little light coming through? Does that make sense?
Got it. Yeah,
Like,
there's no. Yeah, it's not like there's a thin line of light coming through or anything.
Right,
But
right.
are you like pressing on it?
Yep.
I was
Just
about
kind of pushing, knocking. What?
Just like a steady push into it to see like if it would rebound back.
No rebounding back. No.
Okay.
Does it make a sound when you push on it?
Depends on how hard he's pushing. Like to be able to get a sense of hollowness versus.
Right, right. I look at Dash and I just kind of go,
nod my head.
then I'm just gonna pull back and just slam my fist into it twice hard.
It, yeah. I mean, so it's definitely, harder than you'd expect from like drywall or something, right? Like it is a doorway. It's not drywall. And so yeah, you're just kind of like knocking.
Yeah. It was just one knock real quick, just kind of get a sense of it. So, yep. And I'm just going to kind of whisper, Bogey or Sylvia might need to be down here for this. They're good at this stuff. Unless, Father, you know a prayer to get us in.
You're not.
Holy Father, please open this passage.
Doesn't usually
All this
work.
works.
Dads? Anybody want to answer?
Do you think if we just like push on it together or kick it or?
Sure.
I mean, if they're behind there, they already know we're here, so it's not like we're.
No, I know. But you want to just try yelling your name and see what happens?
I don't know.
Is there a light switch anywhere?
Cynthia, Liam, we have some things to talk about.
And you listen, and I mean, if you want to like listen at the door and even like dump whatever they were drinking out of the glass and like listen, no, you don't hear a response. But even like listening, you don't hear any kind of shuffling or anything of feet or, if you were able enough to be able to hear breathing, you're not hearing anything in particular behind the door.
They're either already gone or they're upstairs.
Well,
It doesn't have to go to a room. It could go to a hallway. Like that could be an escape path.
is there any sort of like light switches or anything down here on the walls?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go over and start flipping them. Yep.
It's a little raven here. You're turning on and turning off floor lamps and then the ceiling lamps. They all do seem to be just kind of light switches.
Okay.
I'm gonna kick the door, and if that doesn't work, try to slide it, try to pull it, I'm gonna do whatever I think I can do to try to open the door.
Are you trying to damage the door with a kick?
Dash kicks in the door.
Maybe. Are you trying to damage it with a kick?
I am trying to open the door, so sure, I'll kick it where I think it, like, you kick it right under the handle. That's where you're supposed to kick it.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
give
kick it
me
right there.
a might.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I got
We
this.
needed some momentum, Johnny.
That's true.
You guys
That's
really
true.
love it. Yeah, a might plus close combat. I mean, you're kicking in a door. Or you're
Okay,
breaking
everybody,
Ankle on the door, please.
prepare to be amazed.
So I'm guessing
Prepare to
2
be
dice.
amazed.
Really
What?
love
One.
it.
Two dice. Why would I? What do you mean 2 dice? Watch this. Give me a 10.
Oh,
I
You
didn't
get
get
your
one
momentum.
either.
You get your momentum.
Let's
Keep
go.
going.
I will add a momentum.
There we go. There's one.
Now you can be unobtrusive.
Yay. I mean, not here.
So,
Amazing.
so yeah, Dash kicks at the door frame, and Carter, when you look over, you're like, Dash.
Yeah.
Like that's,
That's a pretty solid kick. That was a 5 out of 10. That's pretty solid.
that is for Dash a solid kick. Anybody else, that is basically putting your foot on the wall. Just like putting your foot on the wall.
We don't have to think something, do we?
I think I can't kick this open.
I am gonna do something stupid and just walk over and take my Caldeer pistol and just place it on the wall and just see if it opens.
I back up.
So you're just putting your gun on the wall to see if it opens?
Yes, since it's a relic. It's a
Oh,
birthright.
it does not.
Okay.
I thought you were just putting a gun on the wall. You're relic.
Yes.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah.
I might have loosened it up for you. You could probably give it one good kick. Probably pop right open.
All right, let's give it a kick.
Okay. Might plus close combat.
This isn't gonna be much better.
What?
It can't be worse.
It can't be worse. You're right, but it can't be.
Even an epic fail. It can get worse.
That's a lot of momentum, though, right?
That's 4 successes.
2 momentum if you do an epic fail.
Told you I loosened it up for you.
Yes, you are able to give it a pretty good kick, and it now it does give a bit, and you. It's not like it's popping open, but you kind of
Right.
like loosen it from its hinges, and so you could, with a little bit more work, kind of pry this thing open now. You got it like an edge to work with, and use something around the area to help lever and pull it open.
I just look at the I look at before we do anything else. I just look at the father and go, "You want to give it a shot?"
Look at Henry. You want to give it a kick?
Let's see. What
Good
can I
old-
do to this
Good old
door?
holy boot.
Let me see.
Father Henry walks up and he's got like 10 dice to roll. He's like, let me get it, guys.
Let me see what I can do to this door. Let me read this thing right
He's
quick.
Master Roshi buff.
Yeah. What does this thing do? Oh, that won't help. That won't help. Does this do it? No. You know, a lot of this stuff doesn't really, like, knock down doors.
You didn't build a father of the divine spirit who knocks down doors.
No. Nope. That's
Interesting.
not my... But you know what?
Well, when he was boxing, he was known as the Holy Knocker.
I was not one of those kind of priests. All right, let's roll something here. So what are we doing? We're trying to knock this
Beating
door
down the
down.
door.
Yeah, just a might plus close combat.
Might in close combat. Let's do it.
See if we can kick it all the rest of the way in.
Make an open doors roll.
Open doors roll.
Okay.
Oh, it's a
Oh, a kindred spirit.
That's not bad.
Didn't get it
We're
as
not
good.
polar opposites.
I wouldn't say it's a momentum though, because we already had one failure on it,
Right,
and
right.
at this point you don't actually need it. But it was a regular failure, and it was no good.
Ugh.
But yeah,
Didn't
so-
realize you were still wearing
I
sandals.
don't think I even hit the door. I just kicked like the wall next to the door.
You kicked the hole that was there.
Yeah.
are you all collecting everybody before you open, or are you just opening?
Yeah.
Bringing
Next
bringing
up,
Bogey
You know,
in.
I'll call up to Bogey, like, Bogey, get Sylvia.
Oh,
So you pry open the door, and it reveals a small, maybe like a 5 by 6. No, that's way too small. or like a 10 by 8 room with a small desk in it, and a few light furnishings and some books on the wall. Nobody's in there. The light is on, and there's a number of papers scattered around on the desk as well.
Go inside and start looking at all the papers.
So interesting that it's you. You immediately burn up and die. No,
Yes.
I wanna check something. So, Johnny, do you happen to know what knacks you had prepared today?
So I had an idea, and I sort of heard the rules, but I can't remember them. What are the rules for the next?
So the knacks are, for every dot you have, you can prepare one knack under that. So you can prepare 2 saves, 2 liminal, 1 judge.
Okay. Then obviously both of the liminals. And then I was probably just thinking objection for the judge.
Yep.
And then I was thinking, so the third one I have on there is connected to my relic. So I don't know if that actually counts as a knack under those rules or not.
Let me double check real quick.
Because when I selected it, it gave me its own dot.
Right, like whether it's I forget if it's like just a free.
Yeah, that I wasn't sure about.
The knack is always tied to that.
Right, so it's not.
So it's always active.
Right, so then all your sage is active.
Okay.
Like for my pistol, my knack is always active on that pistol.
Right.
Oh, then I think it's all active then.
There you go. Then yeah, everything you have is active except for one of your judges.
Mm-hmm.
That's too far down. So you walk in. I mean, everybody can get in there and start looking around. You walk in and you start looking at the papers on the desk, and one of the ones you pick up and you read. This thing that I wrote. Oh, there it is. You read, good work with the last batch. This is sure to slow the tide of Scions. She is pleased. And it is signed, the Shield. Put it in chat. Everybody else, you see, I mean, whatever it is, it's all Greek to you.
Slow the tide of Scion. Okay, she is pleased.
And that is where we'll pick up next time.
All right, quick question before we pick up.
Yeah.
Do I recognize this in a different language?
I don't know. I guess that
Okay.
I kind of leave that up to you. Like, I guess you would, right? You're familiar with your powers, so it's not like
yeah, I would.
It can be like you weren't really paying attention; you were just reading.
I mean, I would say if it's something like you said, if it's a totally different language.
It is a fairly different language.
I guess what I was saying, like, if it's like a worldly language, like a Greek or something, I think I'd probably recognize that. I don't know if it's like
it is not a worldly language.
So then I don't know that I don't know if I would.
It's not like it's not extra planar or anything, but it is not it is not a known language. At least
I don't know then.
You can read it. You read it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like when I pick it up, I'm like, wow, this is it. Or if I just pick it up and start reading it, like, yeah, check this out, guys. And y'all are like, what are you reading?
I think it is different enough. So I think maybe like if you weren't thinking about it and like it was in Italian or it was in like you weren't thinking about it because like it's a common enough language. I think this is different enough. And you don't know what it is, you just know it's not a, from your academic background. It's not a common language. It's not something you've ever seen written before, but you can read it.
Okay. Interesting.
And then, yeah,
All right.
that's what we'll pick up next time.
All right.
Cool.
Awesome.
Nice.
If you're hanging out, thanks for watching some Scion. We'll be back next week with the first like real episode of Oblivion. If you didn't watch last week on our YouTube, in our Oblivion playlist, our new Oblivion playlist, and you can see what was about to go down as we wrapped up last time. And you'll know what crazy stuff we're dealing with already as we kick off the true episode 1 of Oblivion. So that'll be next Thursday. Release start around 9ish, maybe a little before. Who knows? It'll probably be on. I mean, we'll probably say when we're gonna start it or something. So yeah, thanks for hanging out for Scion, and we'll see you next week for D&D. All right, everybody.
All right.
Good night.